going on, y'all? It's the Kid J Nolan here. Hey man, let's have a quick conversation about Angela Yee and DJ Envy, okay? Apparently DJ Envy is pretty mad, or at least worked up a little bit, about an interview that Angela Yee just did with Tamron that came out on the net. And you know, a lot of people are giving her backlash for speaking out, but let's get into the actual content, right? So she went on Tamron show, and Miss Tamron basically was pointing out that Angela Yee was pretty much the only woman on the show, which Angela Yee confirmed, and she took it a little bit further. She says, I was the only woman who worked there too when it came to producers, camera people, and it wasn't an easy room for me to be in. So I felt like I did need more backup, because even things that I felt as a woman, somebody can't understand your point of view because they're not coming from where you come from. And so that was hard for me too, to be the only woman there with nobody to check somebody. You shouldn't have said that like that, right? Basically, she's just reflecting back on her past. They started out being the world's most dangerous morning show. That was mostly in part due to Charlemagne and him being a very radical host. He would say mean things about people. He would joke on the guests, sexually inappropriate jokes about certain guests, about their breasts or about their booties. Numerous times throughout the first 8 to 9 years of the show, these were like common offenses, and she was the only woman in the room, so she didn't feel like she was always in a safe space to voice her opinion, to try to reel him in. And she didn't also feel like that should have been her responsibility as a co-host when there's producers and people that are over the show that aren't reprimanding him for those actions. It took until the world started to get a little bit more equality, inclusion. We started talking about mental health, and we started cancel culture things. So now everybody has to walk on eggshells. Everybody has to be somewhat politically correct in order to not offend their political connects, a la Jay-Z. She also talked about how she had been longing to do her own thing and run her own show, which she now has with Way Up with Angela Yee. And a lot of people are making jokes of it right now because the show hasn't had an immediate takeoff. She's only been doing it since the top of the year, but people are now clowning her because the show's not high in demand. It's not rating like The Breakfast Club. But you got to understand that a brand new radio show comes with brand new responsibilities. The Breakfast Club is nationally and internationally syndicated. The Way Up with Angela Yee show is in month 2 of existence. You don't get syndicated overnight. You also don't generate a fan base overnight. You know what I'm saying? She's got to get her place in the market. She's got to get her brand out there. She's got to get her billboards out there. She's got to get a nice run of guests, some viral moments. She's got a lot of things that are going to have to work in her favor in order for this show to become a hit. And I don't think people are giving it time to develop. And you got to give anybody, not even if it's just Angela Yee, but I know she's an easy target. She's a punching bag. And I still have yet to hear any really valid arguments as to why people seem not to like her so much. Now, there are a couple of people that oppose what she said, one being DJ Envy, like I said at the top of the video. He commented on the Shade Room's post of this, and he said, cap, that's just not true. He came back and says there are plenty of women that work behind the scenes on Breakfast Club AM. Now, I'm curious, did he mean that they work for the Breakfast Club show? Or are you talking about the executives at Power 105 that oversee the Breakfast Club? You know what I'm saying? Because those are two different things. Just because you have women in the corporate positions and you have women that make decisions on that show, how many women are actually in that studio? How many women are actually outside the studio making sure everything gets run smoothly? How many women are there to make sure that Angela Yee is not being overruled by masculine energy anytime that she has a thought or an idea or a rebuttal? Nowhere in this interview did she say that she was outright disrespected by DJ Envy or Charlemagne the God. Even Tamron said, I'm sure that they respect you a great deal, but it's natural, man. I don't know how many of y'all are delusional or just don't know life as it works. I can tell you many of times that I've been in rooms where a woman was trying to speak her mind, and you always got one or two dusty ass niggas that's trying to overtalk them, trying to shoot down their ideas before they even listen. And then 3 weeks later, the idea that the lady came with ends up being their bright idea that they just came up with last night while they was eating dinner with their kids and wife. Fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? We got to be honest about these things. We can be pro-black man, we can be pro-men, but we got to be pro-black women, pro-women at the same time. It has to be fair. And by not acknowledging that this woman was on her own up there, is just not okay. She may have made some of her own mistakes, but most of the viral moments, most of the bad looking clips that came out are mainly due to Charlemagne the God. Quite a few of them also have to do with DJ Envy getting outed by his wife on national freaking air multiple times. Birdman, Deezus and Miro. That's not Angela Yee's issue, right? But Lil Mama also came out and said that Angela Yee was capping. She said that she was made to feel like she was the only female in the room and she didn't have Angela's support when Charlamagne was going in on her. I'm not going to say Lil Mama's not telling the truth. That's her experience. But I think a lot of the criticism that ends up coming down on Angela Yee is not really about what she's done to anybody. It's just that you maybe don't personally connect with her, so you feel like she's collateral damage when you just strike her down. Because I really don't see too many offenses that have hit the net. Y'all can educate me. I don't feel like I'm infallible. I don't feel like I'm the all-knowing, all-seeing eye. So if you have some offenses that are valid, that you feel Angela Yee was like working and acting in a malicious type of intent, or she really went hard at somebody where it was not needed, y'all let me know down below in the comments. If you agree with Angela Yee, let me know in the comments. If you disagree, if you dislike her, tell me how you guys feel. I really want to develop more of a community on this channel. I want to engage with you guys, and part of that comes from liking, sharing, and commenting, okay? Y'all know how this goes. Y'all are on YouTube every day. Let's get those likes and those comments up, okay? All right, y'all, I'm about to sign out, and I hope to engage with y'all down below. Much love and respect. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.